In the world of high-stakes farming, most crops move fast. Corn, 90 days. Wheat, maybe 6 months. But high up in the mountains of South Korea, they play a completely different game. A slower game, a riskier game, and a much more expensive one. This is a ginseng root. To most people, it just looks like a dirty, ugly tuber. But to the global wellness market, it's known as red gold. Here's the catch. It takes 6 full years before this root is worth even a single penny. 6 years where the soil has to stay perfect. 6 years of carefully controlled shade. 6 years of pure patience. And the moment it leaves the ground, the clock starts ticking. Today, we're going inside the ginseng giant. This is the KGC factory in Bio, the largest ginseng processing facility on the planet. Every year, over 8,000 tons of raw roots arrive here and get transformed from muddy plants into luxury products. And the tech inside, it feels less like farming and more like a space agency. 8,000 tons. To put that into perspective, that's basically the weight of the Eiffel Tower showing up at these loading docks, but made entirely of roots. When your raw material is this expensive, mistakes aren't allowed. In most factories, the goal is efficiency. Here, the goal is perfection at scale. The process starts with a deep clean. High-pressure ultrasonic waves. Rotating brushes. Every bit of dirt gets stripped away without damaging even the tiniest microscopic hair on the root. Because in the premium ginseng world, a broken root is a cheaper root. At this stage, it's called white ginseng. Still powerful, but not finished yet. To become red gold, it has to survive the gauntlet. This is where the bio factory separates itself from every other farm on Earth. The real value of a root is hidden inside. You can't see it with your eyes. So they don't rely on humans. They rely on scanners. Human error has basically been engineered out of this building. Robotic arms grab each root and perform high-speed 3D scans. Not just size. They measure density, moisture, chemical potential. If there's even a tiny air pocket, even a small internal flaw, the AI flags it instantly. Only the elite roots, the ones with perfect density, move forward. Everything else gets rejected. And then you see something surreal. They call it the forest of roots. Thousands of ginseng pieces hanging from ceiling racks, slowly gliding through climate-controlled tunnels. It looks less like agriculture, and more like a futuristic dry cleaner for the world's most expensive vegetables. Now comes the real transformation. The roots enter massive steaming chambers. But this isn't cooking. It's chemistry. Under exact pressure and temperature, the starches gelatinize. The active compounds, called ginsenosides, increase and multiply. As they steam, then slowly dry. The color changes, from pale white to deep, translucent brick red. This is red ginseng. More stable, more potent, and way more expensive. In this form, the roots are almost indestructible. They can last for years, even with all the robots. The final approval is still human. Expert graders, some with decades of experience, inspect every batch. They classify them into heaven, earth, and good grades. A heaven grade? That's the top 1% of the top 1%. Perfect shape, often resembling a human body. Zero internal flaws. One box of these can sell for thousands of dollars. After that, the roots are pressed into tins, ground into powders, or concentrated into that thick, black extract millions of people use for energy and health. Think about that. 6 years growing underground, and just a few hours inside this high-tech factory to finish the job. The ginseng giant isn't just a factory. It's what happens when ancient tradition collides with 21st century robotics. It's where nature's slowest crop meets the world's fastest technology. So next time you see a tiny bottle of red ginseng, remember, behind it, there's an entire forest of roots and a literal army of robots. Thanks for watching. If you want more behind-the-scenes looks inside the world's biggest and most extreme facilities, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.